everybody? We haven't gone live on YouTube in a long time, so I figured let's go live and let's do a dope-ass tutorial. I got some sauce for you guys today. I'm going to show you the fundamentals of making melodies. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, an intermediate, or you've been doing this forever. If you don't have these basic fundamentals in your beats, in your melody making, then you could be missing out on potential things to improve upon. So there's definitely some fundamentals. I've been studying melodies a lot this last week or two here, and I came up with this video, and I thought it's going to be freaking amazing. And let's go live so that you guys literally see everything. I'm not hiding anything, and I'm not skipping over anything. And then you guys can ask me questions as well if you have any feedback or any questions that you might have on this. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about making melodies, the fundamentals of melodies. And you guys, you don't need any music theory. You don't need to know how to make chords. You don't need to know how to make scales. Well, we're going to be making chords, but I'm going to show you real fast how to do it and how to know that you're doing it right. So we're going to cover everything, and it's going to be fucking amazing. So shout out to you guys for being here. Appreciate everybody for coming through. And what's good, Ascension? What's good, Lag in XXN? Lag XXN? Hopefully I'm saying that right. What's good, June, man? I appreciate y'all for coming through. Yeah, that was not FL Studio. I use Ableton. I don't use anything else. So all those drums that you heard in there was strictly Ableton. You can do everything in Ableton that you can in FL and more, believe it or not. And if you're trying to get your drums to sound like that, definitely look on my channel because I have videos specifically on how to get your 808s to sound like that in Ableton. So that's one of the main reasons I actually made this channel. I appreciate that, June. I think the melody on the last one I just played, actually, I didn't make that melody. That was actually like a live guitar recording. But I appreciate it. We're going to be making dope melodies today anyways. I'm going to show you guys exactly what to do. And we're going to make something fire. So I think we should just get right in this, man. I'm just complimenting your drums. They hit hard. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You know, it took a while to get there, but it's all process, right? You'll get there eventually. Just keep going. Keep building them beats. Keep making them. And yeah, fam, it's all up from here. So, okay, yeah. So, all right. So once again, for this melody tutorial, you don't need any music theory. You don't need any scales. The only thing you need is Ableton or FL Studio and your ears, right? We're going to do this all by ears. And this is why this is going to be the fundamentals, because from this methodology that we're going to be going over, you can learn music theory, you can learn other things and build upon this. But this is so necessary to get started, and that's why we're covering this today. And the great thing about this tutorial is that you only really need to make one MIDI. You only need to make like one solid melody. And then from there, you're going to layer things. I'll show you how to do counter melodies like super quick and stuff like that. And it's really just getting down your main melody and figuring out what notes you're going to use. And we're not even going to really worry about what scale it's in. We're just going to go from here. So let's jump in here real quick, man. What's going on? What's going on, Dirty D? Hey, that's a funny-ass name, man. What's good with you? Yeah, saturate and clipping, man. That's all it is. And if we have time at the end, maybe I'll show you guys that project. And I'll show you, literally, I have a glue compressor on the master, only using that for my soft clipping. I have the glue compressor turned off, and then just getting the volume right on the 808. So it's really that simple, guys. But yeah, man, so let's get into this melody stuff. Let's see how this goes. If everything's sounding good, give me like a 1 in the chat. If everything's looking good, sounding good, let's see. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear that piano and everything should be great. And for this tutorial, guys, you don't even need to use a MIDI keyboard. You don't need to play it by hand. I'll show you how to click it, and also we'll talk about how you can make it by hand. So let's just get started, man. And yeah, feel free to ask me questions and let me know in the chat if anything happens or anything gets weird. And if it gets a little weird, that's all right. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if it gets too weird, then let me know. But yeah, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to come up with just like a 2-bar, just catchy sort of a melody sort of a deal. So let's do that. I'm just going to use this piano that I already have loaded in Ableton because it's already ready to go. So let's just start off with this. And the nice thing about Ableton is you could use a scale, right? You could use a scale and you could say, okay, these are the notes I can play in, but I feel like that's going to limit your creativity. We're not going to use a scale. We're not going to worry about the scale. We're just going to make what we make, and then the scale will be decided by that. So that's the lovely thing about this. So let's just go through here, start clicking in some things, and let's come up with like a 2-bar little thing. 2-bar little catchy loop. So let's start off here. And obviously you got to figure out the BPM you want to use. And I was thinking, you know, maybe 140 would be good. The last one I made was 145. So let's go to 140. And maybe we'll turn this on just so we get the basic thing down and we can go on from there. All right, you guys got ones? Let's go, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys. So yeah, let's just see what we can make. We're just going to come up with something real catchy and, well, not, you know, decently catchy and simple. So let's just, I don't know, F sharp sounds like a good note to start on. So let's start there. And we're just going to literally just put stuff in until it sounds good. And if it doesn't sound good, we're going to try a different note. And we're literally just going to be trying different notes until we come up with something. That's the idea here. That's why I said you need to use your ears. You don't need scales. Because once you can hear if it's out of the scale or not. That's the great thing. You can tell that it sounds like trash or not, right? So yeah, let's just start messing around with it here. I like that. And maybe we'll go up a little bit higher after that. And I'm just trying things at this point. Do you see how the D sharp doesn't sound right there? But if we go down to D, that sounds right. So that's exactly how you would know if it sounds good or not. I'll play it by ear. And I believe already since we've built these, I think this is going to be like an F sharp minor, just the way that I'm building it. And like I said, once you have these fundamentals and stuff down, you can build off of it there. So you can figure out what kind of a scale you want to do. You can learn that if you want to do a major, you go up one full note and two half notes or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You can figure out that. But this way just makes it so simple. So all you have to do is just guess and check, fam. That's why I love this methodology here. So let's see. Maybe we'll go. Let's skip a little bit. All right, that's pretty basic there. So let's go ahead. And now we're going to make this into 2 bars. So you're going to notice once you get a certain distance, like we have something small right here, now it's time to add on bars. And once you get to about 8 bars, you know you've got a decent melody going. So we can copy this over and we can listen back to it and we can see if maybe we change up a couple of these notes over here. So let's do that right now. Maybe we don't want it to come in right here. Maybe we want it to go a little bit higher. Or maybe we give it a little space. Let's see. Maybe let's descend here instead of going up. We've been going up a lot. That sounds a little bit better too. All right, so now, you know, we started with the 1 bar, super simple, like an 8th grader, an 8-year-old really could make it. And then we moved on, we just changed it up a little bit, trying to make it a little bit bigger of a melody. Now let's go ahead and duplicate it to 4 bars now that we got that. And this is where the fun starts happening. So now that we got 4 bars, we can go in here and try to change it up a little bit, but we don't want to make something completely different here. Like, we want to keep it somewhat comprehensive. We're just going to see if little notes will fit anywhere better. So let's try it out, actually. And actually, let's see, since we have the 2 bars, we could just honestly leave it like that and like add on to it, but have it just repeat every 2 bars. Like I said, this is super simple. So yeah, let's actually keep it simple and let's start doing it like that. And let's just see if we can add anything in here. So we have our base simple melody, and the next part we're going to jump in and we're going to start to make some like bottom notes, like where the bass line is going to get caught. But before that, let's just spend a couple extra seconds seeing if like any of these notes might sound better if we put them on a different note, or maybe we add in some higher notes or some middle notes. So let's start playing around with it. Just give it a little bit just to see what we can come up with. Alright, now let's see if we can add any top notes, because I think it's like filled in enough for right now. So now we can just see if we want to add in any other top notes. I'll go down a little bit, let's see. And what you can do now that we have like a certain amount of notes, right? You know, we have like C sharp, C, F, F sharp. We have all these notes. Now we can just like play within these lines, just using the notes that we've already come up with. We don't have to try to fit other notes in there that we haven't used yet, right? So you see I have a B right here. That's fine because we have a B right here. But if I tried to like use a C, well, we got a C too. But you guys get what I'm saying. Use the notes that are within your bounds already. Actually, we're not using C. So that would be a good example. Don't use C. Plus, it might be out of the scale. Alright, so that E right there, it might be in scale, but we haven't used it yet, so introducing it might make things a little different. So let's just stick to what we know already. So we don't have D sharp, right? Yeah, so let's go down to D. Let's see how that sounds. Maybe we'll double this up at the end. That'll sound cool. Alright, and let's just copy this over. Let's see, it's on this note, right? Oh, no, it's right here. And I actually think duty, maybe we put one right here. And actually, I kind of want to change this note. Maybe we'll go back up a little bit. Let's try that. Okay. See, now we got, it's got a little bit of swag, guys. And if you haven't noticed by now, we're really just trying things. Like, literally, it's supposed to be fun. Like, the one thing that I used to do when I was starting off making melodies and stuff like that is I felt like the part that I had, I needed to commit to. I already had a little bit, and it sounds decent, so I have to commit to that, and we can try building off of it. But honestly, we could change this F, we could change our first note right now, and it would be completely fine. And that's just an example of, don't ever feel like you're dead set in something. Take your time with it. Because eventually, once you get really good at making melodies, you're going to make them really fast. But when you're first doing it and you're first learning, first getting the fundamentals down, it's going to be really important that you take your time with it. Take as long as you need so that that time factors into being able to make them quickly down the road. Yo, what's good, Gavin Wood? Appreciate you for coming through, gang. Oh, whoops, I clicked off this. One sec. How you doing, Gavin Wood? Hope you're doing good, man. We're doing a little melody tutorial right now, showing the guys the fundamentals of making melodies. So another thing that comes into play is how long are the notes going to be that you're using. So we kind of made them all short. They pretty much end when the next one comes in. And now that I think about that, I almost want them to be like double that length. So let's double them up and see what this is going to sound like. try that. Is F in our scale here? Yeah, I was gonna say, because F's gonna sound better. Okay. Honestly, that's starting to sound good. Almost sounds like a dance song, like you dance to it on like Dancing with the Stars or something. It's got some swag to it. So we're gonna delete that and just copy it over again, since we changed some of these notes in here. Maybe we change up just like the top notes on this one. So we're not gonna go and try to change up the whole section of it, right? That would get really confusing and weird at this point, since we've already added like a lot of layers, I guess, if you want to call it. But if we played with something such as the top notes and we leave these body notes on the bottom to be the same, you can still switch up the groove and how it feels without actually switching up the whole thing continuously. So it'll keep that attenuity throughout the mix, or throughout the melody there. Oh yeah, we were lengthening some of these notes. So like you can see, some of them I'm keeping shorter, some of them could be a little bit longer, but I think that's good now. And what did I do? I just changed that note, I believe, so. And I kind of want it to continue from here. You see how it takes a pause before it starts coming back in? I want to play it right away, so maybe we'll go up. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and zoom back in. So if you don't know, obviously you go over here in Ableton and you hold it down, you can zoom in. I like it to be to where the point that I can actually see the note on the note. You see how it says D sharp over the note? If we zoom in a little bit less, you're going to see it goes away. So I like to be in there just so I don't have to think about it. I know exactly what's going on. Ooh. Let's try... Okay, let's get rid of this one. Dun 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 dun, and then humming it in, or things that you can think of in your head, also work really well. So let's try this. Okay, so we know D's in there. I keep thinking D sharp's in there, but it's not. So get the fuck out of my head. All right, I'm swearing too much for this. No, we're not gonna get monetized here. But that's okay. So we haven't used G yet, and I don't. Okay, yes, we have. We used G sharp. Perfect. I was gonna say I don't want to reintroduce a note, but. Ooh, that sounds horrible. I think because I put that too sharp. All right, one other thing I'm gonna show you really quick is let's go ahead and pull this into arrangement view. Pressing tab to get an arrangement view here. Boom. The reason we're going to do that is so that we don't have to, we can do something really cool with this. What we can do is we can hold down Option or Alt on Windows and it'll play from your pointer. But it only does that in arrangement view. So it won't do that if you're just in session. So let's play with that. That damn D sharp again. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. I want to go a little bit lower now. Dun, dun, dun. Just kind of getting rid of a lot of the shit that's in there, so let's see. Okay, we'll make one more note, and then we're pretty much good, guys. This is coming together really nicely. Did we use B? Yep, okay, cool. So let's listen back to that one more time. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's listen to the whole thing. Ooh, I didn't like that pause right there, so let's try that. I think it's this note. Yeah, it's this note. Okay, we'll bring this in a little bit earlier, so let's see how that comes together. Let's do that, and then we'll put this back down. Where did we have it before? Somewhere around like C sharp, all right. Alright, we're close. Oh yeah, that was off. Okay, cool. Almost done. Okay. Shit. Alright, let's listen back to it one more time. And then maybe we'll just put this little note right here. Whoop. Cool. And guys, it's not perfect, but that's just an idea of how to come up with it. And so once you have this, the majority of all of the work is pretty much over, right? Once you spend the time to make something that's sort of detailed, sounds good, it doesn't sound horrible, and you played with it, you fuzzed it up, you know, banged it a couple times from the side, maybe the back. It feels good. It feels good for them. I mean, it feels, you know, it just feels good. You're good to go from there on. And then we're going to go ahead and build some chords under this. And you can see, like, once we make this melody right here, this is the core of everything that we're doing. This is the building foundation. Once we have this, we can layer things on top of it. We can do crazy things with it. We don't need to come up with another complex pattern like this as well. Because once you start making melodies, you're going to understand that you don't want more than one layer that are complex doing crazy things like this, because they're going to be fighting with each other, right? Unless one's playing and then 8 bars later a different one's playing. You can get away with stuff like that, but not at the same time. There can't be too much fighting each other. What's going on, Beach Boy Beats? How you doing? How you doing? Appreciate y'all for coming through. Appreciate y'all for watching. And guys, if I gloss over anything or I skip over any steps and you're like, what the hell's going on? Please feel free to let me know, and we'll brush over that a little bit. So this is sounding good. The only thing is, like, this part right here is, I don't know if I want to keep it. So maybe let's take these notes right here and maybe we'll turn them off for now. And we'll see how that sounds really quick before we move on. And then we're going to move on. Cool. And it sounds good just like that. So that's what we're going to do. Awesome, guys. Let's go ahead and save the project because we haven't saved yet. And if something were to happen, I am not starting this over. Straight up. I'm not starting it over. So let's go ahead and we'll call this melody tutorial. Like I said, guys, the hard part is done, right? And we don't know what scale it's in. Well, we have a good idea, but I never picked a scale. I didn't use any chord theory. I literally used my ears to go ahead and click in notes that sounded good as they progressed on, right? And like we showed you while we were going through this, you can tell right away when something's out of bounds. Or at least, you know, your ears will start to figure it out. Like, you're gonna know that something sounds off, and always trust your gut. Always trust your gut. So now we get into step number 2, which is creating the chords underneath. And how you should think about this is, how are you gonna do your 808s? That's the best way to think about this, because there's a couple different ways we can make our chords / bass line. We can either make them somewhat, well, they're not going to be random, but it's going to be more random compared to these other things. It's going to be a little more up and down and different things like that. And it depends on what notes are playing. So we can do that where it's more of a random. We can do it where it's ascending, and ascending means that you may start with a note here, and then it keeps going upwards. So we can do an ascending sort of a deal. We can do a descending, which is the opposite right here, where it descends through in the bass line. Or we can do it where it's almost staying on one note the whole time, and maybe it switches up at the very end. So maybe we hold a C, and then like for the last bar, you know, we go to a D or something like that, and then the bass line's like that. So that's how you could think about this. So let's see. And when I listen to this, I almost think we should go like with a descending sort of a deal, but let's just start playing with it. Let's try to create notes or chords built off of this. So the first note we have here is an F sharp. Wait, I feel like I'm skipping over something. Okay, the first thing I want to do, guys, is now that we have a 4 bars and it's filled the fuck up, let's make it 8 bars. Gonna make this 8 bars, and we're just gonna copy everything over. Boom. And now we're gonna make the 808 line. Okay, so we're going to go back in here, and we have an F sharp, so let's go down into this range right here, and let's play off of that F sharp. So we know we have C sharp, so maybe we'll start with the C sharp and see how that sounds. Sounds like trash. Okay, so we're just going to keep going up notes and see what sounds good here. Whoops. I mean, it sounds alright, still not good. Let's keep going. We know F's good to go, or... Are we using F and F sharp? Yep. So definitely not. Let's keep looking. G sharp. We're not using A, so maybe B. Let's try B. Alright, that sounds decent. So let's go down. Down an octave now. Dun. So I think... because of I'm just feeling how this is going, let's put another one right here as well. And I think since we're gonna do like a descending sort of a deal, let's go ahead and we'll just bring the B back over. We're gonna make this super simple. So that's kind of how it's gonna go. You almost want to make a pattern with your bass line. So pretend we're like playing with the 808s right now, all right? We're not going to make it like a really complex A, like like that. We're going to make a slower one, but because we're just thinking bass notes right now. So let's copy this over. And I think we go up here. Let's try going up one. And then since we're going to be descending, let's take this part and then we'll go down. So, whoops, let's go down. And I don't think we used A or A sharp. Okay, we did use A, but let's go down a little bit more here. Maybe we'll go a G sharp and then maybe the F sharp, but let's see how this is going to sound. I'm just messing with something really quick. So if you want to do it more of like a random way, kind of how we talked before, just kind of following how the chords would actually structure through the beat instead of trying to do it like a descend sort of a pattern like we're doing. As you can see, when we move this up, it's fit better with the notes that are playing at this time, F. So this is how you would do it that way. So let's actually play with that too really quick, just to see how it would sound. And I think we're going to go down a little bit with this one. Is this an A? Yep. So, depending on how we wanted to go with this, we could totally structure it like this. It'd be completely fine. But we want to go with it being more, more of like a descending sort of a deal. So let's keep it like this. Should we go up? Maybe we'll get rid of this one, and then, yeah, and then we'll start going down. So let's see how this sounds. Oh, hold up. Okay. I don't know why that was being weird. Oh, you know why it's being weird? Because I don't think I pulled it out 8 bars. Okay, that's why. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Alright, that does not sound good, so maybe with that F will sound better. Yeah, okay, maybe there. Okay, so that's something that we could go with. And I'm just showing you how you could do it descending sort of a way. I kind of took you and showed you how you could do it with more of following the chords of how the pattern is actually progressing. But as you saw, the reason I didn't want to go with that is because each one of these notes was different. I want to keep it more stable because I'm thinking about the 808s right now. I don't want the 808s to switch up so quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be all over the place throughout the beat. And yeah. So, and you don't necessarily have to follow the bass line with your 808 completely directly to the point, but it's good to get it always sounds good if you do. So that's something to keep in mind. You don't have to necessarily follow every note exactly how it's being played, but just make sure it's fitting in. But let's not get too far off topic here, and let's keep building upon this. So really what I want to do now is kind of build a chord off of these notes. And maybe it's not a 3-note chord, maybe it's only a 2-note chord, but let's play around with that a little bit. So let's start building here. So we got B and an F sharp right now. Let's see what fits well with that. That does not fit well with that. Technically that would work. And we might just keep it with the F. Let's just try with that. Yeah, so maybe we'll just keep it with the F sharp right now, because that sounds the best. Let me try one thing really quick. Alright, maybe we'll go with the C sharp, because as you can see, when I heard the C being played, I noticed that it did sound a little bit better than the B note when we were playing that. So that's something you'll want to keep in mind as well. Okay, let's turn these back on. Interesting. That sounds decent. Let's play with that. What if we went down an octave? And since we're not actually following the chords of the notes, like I showed you how you would go about that route, you don't have to worry about actually making them full chords and things like that. As you can sound, when we're going ahead and playing with all the different notes, it doesn't sound good a lot of the time, and that's completely fine. So don't worry about having to make it a full chord. As long as it sounds good, you're in business, baby. So let's keep moving on, though. Let's see what would sound good with these. Okay. That sounds pretty good. We might leave it there, but let's see. Definitely not that. Okay. And there we have it. Oh, look at that. Which one sounds better? I actually might go ahead and switch this to an F sharp because I think it sounds a little bit better like that. Maybe we'll go up with it a little bit more though. Let's see. Because I want it to be like dun dun dun. Maybe that's what we'll do for this last one. We'll do a C sharp on both these notes. And that's something you could do too if you really wanted, is you could take these top notes and you could put them all up an octave as well, if you like how that sounds. So, to create more of the chord sort of a deal if you were going for that route. But let's not do that because I liked how it was sounding before. Let's just carry this note out. I don't want it to play again. Let's see. And maybe we'll have one note come in, kind of like we did at the very end there. Yeah, maybe right there. Let's see. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to get rid of that. The simpler the better. Okay, so now we can go ahead and move on. We have a bass pattern. Obviously, you want to go ahead and pick an instrument that it's going to sound good with. So this piano that I'm using is kind of dry right now. We're going to use Omnisphere for this tutorial. I think it'll just be easy to go ahead and stick with Omnisphere through this one. Hold on, let's see. Pull this up. I'm going to full screen this really quick. Yeah, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, we're using the studio. Let's use more of like a, let's see. We could use the dark. Let's see how the dark sounds. Or the indie, or the wash sounds good too. I I noticed with this dark score, though, a lot of the, let's go up to wash. A lot of the lower notes can sound too low in that version. Damn, this is actually taking a minute. Huh. Alright. What if we go up an octave? Because it does sound a little low, honestly. So let's see. Let's take these notes. Maybe because now we're using F sharp as the bottom note there instead of C, since we went up an octave, because it was sounding a little weird, a little too low for me. So maybe what we do instead is we take these and we drop them down a little bit from here. So this is F. We could go straight to F, and this is on C. So maybe we just go. We can use. Let's try this. Nope, doesn't sound good. So let's go down. Oh yeah, let's zoom in. Like I said, I want to be able to see what notes we're using. Okay. Whoops. We didn't end up using E, did we? No, we used F and F sharp. So we could go from D to, we could go G sharp. So we have a lot of choices here, but let's that would work. Let's listen back through really quick. The other plan is we could just go down here if it's not going to work. And as you can see, as we're playing around with it a lot, it's just not working how we want it to. So what we could do now is instead we could go to D right here. And then we can go ahead and go even lower for these ones. And like I said with this, guys, a lot of it's going to be playing around using your ears. That's why this is the basic fundamentals, is using your ears instead of having any of that background or knowledge. So that's why we're redoing things over a lot. So, okay. So this should sound a lot better now. Listen. Okay, I'm happy with it. Like you guys saw, it was a little bit of a struggle there. We struggled through it, but that's kind of how you do it. You know, you piece it together. You do it really quickly. Now, I'm not the best music producer in the world. I know what you're thinking. What are you talking about, man? You're the fucking best. We're all practicing. We're all still learning over here, so it does take a little bit of time, but that's exactly how you do it. You take your time with it. You fumble through it, and as you do this a million more times, you're going to be able to do this shit in 5 minutes. You're going to be able to do it super quickly. So now we have our top notes. We just made our top notes. We walked through that. We walked through how to start, you know, with the 2 bar, or we even started with the 1 bar, how to make it 2, then how to make it 4. and then we make it 8, and we add the bass line right here, which is also some chords. You can see we're making half chords, just about. The chords finish with the notes that are being played in here as well. So we're making some chords. Now we have a bass line that we can follow with our 808. We talked about how we wanted to make a descending 808, so we're starting from F sharp, going to D to C sharp. We talked about how you could also go ascending, so we could start here and go up, technically, backwards. Or we could go more random, how we actually match the chord with the notes being played, like as if we took this as the top note of a chord, we could build off that. And then maybe we take this one and we build off of that. And so you could do it that way. So there's a lot of different ways you can build the bass notes, and it's all about how you envision the 808 fitting in with the beat. And yeah, you can really do it any one of the ways. You just got to take the time to make it sound good. So now that we have this done, guys, everybody give yourself a pat on the back. We are literally 95% done. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to add some layering on top of it. Maybe we'll pick out some different instruments. Maybe we'll do some crazy effects to it, and I'll show you exactly how we're going to do all that. But we can build a whole melody just off of one MIDI, because we went and took the time to make it crazy, right? We're filling in a lot of the frequency range here. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is first I want to go ahead and we're going to loop this so we don't lose track of it. And I heard someone ask, he was whispering in the corner, but I heard him, and don't think I'm ignoring you. Beach Boy said, how the hell do you make it start where you're clicking from? And that's great. I said it earlier, but just so everybody knows, if you want to get it to start playing from where you click, because that'll save you 1,000,000 hours in the long run. What you have to do is you have to take your MIDI and you have to put it in arrangement view right here. It has to be in arrangement view. And once you're in arrangement view, you can go ahead and click wherever you want it to start from. You're going to hold down Option. If you're on Mac, hold down Option and then press space. Otherwise, if you're on Windows, you need to hold down Alt and then press the space bar, and it'll play from wherever you have your line set, okay? And that's going to save you so much time. So make sure you start doing that right away so it becomes really easy for you. It becomes a habit. Let's also play with this. Let's go up an octave too, just to make sure it's in the right frequency ranges here. Because every instrument's going to be different. Some of them are going to start lower, some of them are going to start higher. Okay, no, so we were in the right spot. So let's go ahead and we'll just duplicate this to make it simple. And we're going to go ahead and find another instrument, but let's go ahead and we're going to delete these bottom notes right now, right? Or not, let's just turn them off. We'll press 0 to turn them off. And guys, really quick, if you don't mind, please like the video right now while you can. It helps out the channel a lot. When we do these live streams, they don't get as much views because they're really long and stuff like that. So if you like the video, it helps me push this video a little bit farther so that I can keep doing these live streams. Otherwise, you know, not many people are going to watch a live stream back, to be honest, especially when you're cooking up and doing stuff like that. But please like the video if you can, and let's move on. Okay, so basically what we did was we made a second layer, and for this layer, we're going to turn off all of this. And what we're going to probably do is we're actually probably going to put this up an octave, so we can do it now, but if it's too much, we can always come back later. So we'll put it up an octave right now. We turned off the bass notes and the chords, and let's go find like maybe sort of a bell or some sort of a sound like that can play over top of the piano and sound good. All right, so I'm going to try to use Keyscape for all this, and I like the Keyscape Creative in Omnisphere. Has a lot of nice sounds in here as well. So let's look here. We got bells and vibes, so let's check this out. And let's hear it with the piano. Okay, these weird ones play fifths. Well, I don't know how well that's going to work out, so let's keep moving on. But I like how that one sounds. cool. Sounding really good. So now we got 2 different layers. Let's go ahead and make another layer here. And let's just solo the chords in this one. So we'll take the MIDI from the original one that we made before. Actually, let's go over here into this view. Let's stay in this arrangement view here. We're going to take the main MIDI, right? The MIDI that we started with. And like I said, guys, once you make one good MIDI, you can use all the parts of it. So we have this now. And what we're going to do is now we're going to leave the chords on, right? And then we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. And what we might do is we might even build out those top notes in this chord now. But let's go ahead and first find some sort of like a pad instrument or some longer lead or something like that that has a little more length to it. So let's go ahead and look for that. Another good thing is also lengthening these out all the way, right? You see I left gaps in there. Let's go ahead and lengthen these out. So that way it fills in all the spaces. Yeah, I didn't check your vids for a while. I tried to switch over to Ableton, but it's so hard since FL feels so much easier with the MIDI and ghost notes it has. I think it'd actually be easier to learn Ableton from scratch than FL. But yeah, it's a lot to look at for sure, especially when you're used to one DAW. So, but I have everything there for you, man. If you want to know how to do ghost notes, you can turn them off like I'm doing here. Otherwise, you can like select multiple MIDIs. Like for instance, if I select this and this one at the same time, you can see that those notes are in here, right here. So you can do all sorts of stuff like that. But yeah, so what we did here is we made these, but let's go ahead and find an instrument first that we can use. Should we use something different? Let's use a different instrument now. Since we're not in Omnisphere right now, let's use like Electra X or something. Actually, no, fuck that. Let's use a Contact instrument. Let's pray that it loads up quickly. We'll use Contact. There's a bank in here that I like for some sort of like synthy sounds like that. So this will be perfect. How do you make it play from where you click on piano roll? Bro, I literally just said it like 3 times. So actually go back like 5 or 10 minutes in the video and I told you how to do it. So you'll find that right there because I've already had to repeat myself a couple times with that. So yeah, just roll back the video like 5 or 10 minutes and you'll see right away. But you basically just hold down Option or Alt to do that. So, okay, let's solo this really quick so that we can get a good pad going. This is called Analog Dreams. It has some analog, some similar-ish sort of sounds. So we're going to go ahead and pick a pad now. Actually, let's go back because I don't mind how that Flying Angel sounds. But let's go. It's a little too low right now. And let's honestly just... we'll leave it. Let's go up an octave. By the way, if you want to select everything, you just press Command A, and then if you hold down Shift and press the up arrow, it goes up an octave. Or if you hold Shift and press the down arrow, it goes down an octave. So that sounds good. Let's see if we can finish the chords now. So we have an F sharp and a C sharp. Let's do that with this too. So this is an A, and what's this one again? A D. So maybe C sharp even. Let's see. C sharp or D probably will work. And basically, you might not know, like, okay, so both of these sound decent, right? But when we go up with it, you should be able to hear that sounds better and that sounds good. So you're training your ears by doing this, and you also just want to play around with it a little bit and until you get the best result you can for each one of these steps. Okay, so that sounds good to me right there. And actually, I think this is the same chord right here, so we'll just put this up. Okay, and then we just need to finish this one really quick. So we got B. Honestly, it might be. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so what do we got down here? C sharp, G sharp, okay. I might actually change this up because I don't really like it coming in so early. Hold up. Nah, I think it's fine. It just sounded a little funny to me, but I'm just being nitpicky. And now we'll leave those notes because I think they sound good, but let's actually just lengthen these out for the hell of it. And guys, I'm showing you these fundamental steps, but you could spend more time with this. You could put some notes in like here or maybe up here. You could do different stuff like that if you want to spend more time on it, but for time's sake, I'm showing you just how to, you know, create it. So now we got our chords built out. We just only had to add that one more note there. We still don't really know much music theory, and I don't know what I don't know what scale this is in. I could probably guess it's probably like an F sharp minor. Let's actually see if I'm correct. If we go F sharp, major or minor, it might be major. No, it looks like it's F sharp minor, or it might be Dorian or some crazy thing. But it looks like I have a couple notes, which you'll notice is a couple notes aren't in the scale. That's completely fine as long as it sounds good. So yeah, it's like an F sharp minor, but I'm using a F as well. So that's fine as long as it sounds good. So, okay. Actually, let me turn that off too, otherwise it's gonna annoy me. Boom. Cool. So now we got pad sounds, and let's make sure this pad sounds good with all the other stuff. Otherwise, we'll pick a different pad. Let's play around with it a little bit, because I think we might be able to find something a little bit better, but let's see. So, let's just start from the top. Definitely not that one. That one's better. Okay, so now I'm going to duplicate this pads thing. We're going to make, this is the only one that we're going to make a different pattern for, but it's going to be really easy because we're just going to follow the notes that we've already used. So for this one, I might do some sort of like a plucky sort of a deal. And this is almost going to be like a counter melody. It doesn't really have to be a counter. It could like follow the same notes technically, but it's like a second melody that's not using the same notes. So whatever you want to call that. So now we got the pluck. And then what we can do is I'm just going to copy down this one because it has all the notes in it. And then Command A, and then I'm going to press 0 to turn everything off. And now we're going to start building from here. But let's first pick out an instrument to use. I want to use another contact bank for this one. That's why I duplicated that other thing, because I already had contact loaded up, baby. And let's go ahead and I'm going to use this cloud supply because this one has a lot of nice like trappy bells and stuff like that. I appreciate your videos. Hey, I appreciate that, Wessa5, man. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a good Thursday, man. And yeah, watch this tutorial in full because it's going to help with a lot of things. But yeah, this is dope. Okay, this is coming out good. Okay, so we're going to use some sort of a sound from here. Let me see. We basically want something that has a cool sound like this, but maybe has a little bit of body behind it. You know what I mean? It's going to carry a little bit. So let's go to the, should we do a lead or a pluck? Let's look at the plucks really quick. It's a little funky. we'll start with this one because it sounds kind of cool. It's called Tapper. Okay, and you may notice that there's just a lot of shit playing right now. So let's just, maybe we'll just solo the bells and this new thing that we're playing with right now, just so there's not a million things we're listening to at the same time. So maybe we start on the C here. Let's try this. Let's go down a little bit. We're picking random notes here. It doesn't matter what you do, just make it sound good. And we don't want to spend like a ton of time on this either. I mean, you can, but so okay. So we're just picking out random notes that I see in here and seeing if it's going to sound good together. So let's see. We used A, right? I can't even remember. I believe so. That sounds pretty cool. Let's just duplicate that over now. And that'll be our little melody to go with it here. So let's go ahead and delete all this shit now. Making it nice and simple for everybody here. Okay, we're not going to worry about cleaning it out completely. Cleaning out my closet. Alright, let's go up an octave. Let's see how that sounds. Fuck no. Let's go down an octave. And here's where we want to listen to it with the rest of the melody and choose what octave is going to work the best. So, let's see. I actually like where it was at. And what we'll do with this one is we'll make it has a little bit of reverb right now. We'll put a little bit more on it. I almost want it to be more of like, I want you to hear like the hit of it, but I want it to also like blend into the background. You know what I mean? I don't want it to stick completely out like a sore thumb. So I'm going to just put a Valhalla vintage verb on here. And we'll turn the mix down a little bit. See how that's sounding. Okay, awesome. Hopefully you guys are liking this because this is actually coming together really, really well. And then we're just going to show you a couple other tricks to go ahead and change just to use other layers, okay? So that's pretty much the bulk of it. Now let's go ahead and show you a couple other ways to get some cool effects. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this piano. Let's duplicate that. And then for this one, we're going to freeze and flatten it. And with this, we can, play with the octaves, add some crazy effects to it. We could even put a halftime effect on it, which I believe we're going to be doing with this because I think that'll be a cool idea. And then I have one other idea after this as well. Let's see. Okay, let's just pull this out here so we can hear it by itself. So let's, we're always going to put this in complex, make sure it's warped. Let's try, whoops, put that back to 0. Let's try going down an octave first. Let's go up an octave. So I think we're going to go up an octave like that and then also throw halftime on here. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, that sounds freaking crazy. Alright, I like how that sounds as well. Maybe we'll even... What else? Let's throw one more thing on here. Yeah, let's put like a cassette or like no, let's use one better. Let's do the RC20. Okay, let's see. Let's throw that on here just to give it a crazy like filtered effect. Cool. Oh, the last thing we gotta do, damn, I almost forgot, is the bass. Let's also throw a bass in here. And like I said, guys, this is all done for you. Once you make that initial melody, everything just floats. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll bring the initial melody down again. We're gonna take these very bottom notes now. Yeah, we'll get rid of those notes too. Okay, get rid of everything here. Whoops. We're going to take these, we're going to legato them, which is going to lengthen them out. Turn them all the way up, and let's go up to like the C3 range. So up 2 octaves, boom. Now we'll pick out a quick bass instrument to use. You can use any bass you want. I'm going to use, let's just go with this one. And I think it's out of tune, so let me tune it really quick. Let's see here. So we'll go down a couple semitones here. Let's see how this sounds now. Oh, wait. Okay. I was clicking the wrong note. Damn, I thought we were going down a bit. I think it's... There we go. There we go. We'll even turn glide on. Why not? Let's put glide on. We'll turn it up a little bit higher, near like 200 milliseconds. And then let's pitch it up. Let's glide upwards a little bit right here. We'll lengthen this out. I think it sounds better to do it like this. So we'll do a note every, what is it, bar? Yeah. And then we could even go down an octave as well. You don't always have to go up with that, but let's see. Cool, so it sounds good, simple to the point. I'm just going to throw a compressor on it really quick, maybe some distortion, call it a day. And that's how you can make a quick bass pattern given the chords that we made. Let's see. Let me go ahead and throw an Avalon on here. Good preset. Yeah, that's just it's from the BWB, the Wave 10, I believe. Sounds pretty decent. Maybe we throw on where is it? Food compressor utility, the decapitator. Let's throw on this a little bit here. Cool. We'll turn this on. Let's see how it sounds with everything now. Cool, and I'll show you guys how I would set this up as a melody too. So let's maybe move this out here. Let's go ahead and copy this over a few times, and we'll probably keep this the whole way, but then we can throw in things like, okay, so let's throw the pluck in here first. Maybe then we bring in actually, let's bring the bells in here first. Then we'll bring the pluck, and then we can do the pad. Let's see. Actually, would this sound better? Maybe this would sound cool with it too. Let's see. So you can play around with this and see what sounds good. Then we put in this one that we made. Maybe we take this whole note here, so you're just playing around with it, making sure it sounds good. And then you can do something at the end here, and I'm going to steal this one from Nick Mira. What Nick Mira likes to do is he'll actually record everything out and do the reverse stuff a lot. So we'll steal that one from him. This is a lot similar to his process, the process he uses too, because I learned a lot from watching him, Rio Levia, a lot of the guys from Internet Money that cook up on live streams and stuff like that. I learned a lot of this process, and this is kind of how I learned these fundamentals, was from them, because they make some of the best melodies in my opinion. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to make an audio track right here, and I'm going to turn this to resampling. That means whatever it plays, it'll resample for us. So we can just literally start recording and it'll record it for us. Cool. Whoops. Okay, so that's good to go. We can turn that off. We can go to no input. And now we can go ahead and play with this and reverse it. So let's go ahead and reverse this now. Whoops, we don't need it to record. Stop. Okay. Let's chop this up. We want this to almost be at the end here. So let's see how, what is this? What if we do this here? Let's see. Hold up. Okay, so no, it did sound right there, but let's keep listening to this a little bit. Alright, so that probably is the beginning part right there. And you just want to listen to it and like match it with the melody in your head as best you can. Let's try this. We'll bring this part over here. Okay. Alright, so I think we'll put that one there, and I'm just piecing some of these pieces together. I know this is kind of crazy right now, but trust me, it's all the process, fam. Okay, because this it starts right here, and then it ends right there, so let's bring this over. Okay. Oh, crazy. Okay, so that actually sounds like it starts off that part, and then this finishes it off. Okay. There's... Cool, and then this will be the second part, and that'll be the first part there. Boom. And then we can play the bass with it, and this will be a nice lead to go ahead and go for when the this will be like the hook or whatever. So you have this part, you have the hook, and then really we just want to put one more thing in between it here, right? Because we have 1, 2, 3. We want there to be 4 parts to the drop. So let's bring this back out right here, and maybe we'll solo this and this actually. So let's do that. And there you fucking have it, guys. We just got a full melody here that completely changes up and progresses over the full course. And then literally what you would do for the rest of the beat is you would just copy, actually just copy this part over, boom. Because this will be your hook right here where none of the drums are playing, and then it goes back into the drop, back into the hook, and you can literally do that for the full beat. And there you go. It's completely progressing and changing throughout the whole thing, but it sounds cohesive because we're using the same notes. We're basically using the same patterns, same progressions. It sounds fucking phenomenal. So shout out to Internet Money, shout out to Nick Mira, Rio Levia, shout out to all those guys. They helped me a lot with making this. I learned a lot from them. Let's see. I mean, I learned melodies from a lot of them, but those are the guys I watch the most cooking up. So that's how you can get some crazy melodies. Those are the fundamentals, and that is so important that you learn how to do it this way, because from here, you can start learning how to do your scales, and then you can start learning like how many notes above this note is it, if I want to make it a minor, if I want to make it a major, a pentagonian, octahedron, whatever the hell they're all called. There's some weird ones. But this is the fundamentals. This is the basics. And once you can do it this way, just by using your ears to know which notes are right, the sky is the limit. It's endless. You don't need to know how to play a piano. You don't need to know chord theory. You don't need to know how to make a scale, what the hell a scale is. You don't need to know how to Google C sharp scale, what notes are in it, and all that bullshit. You literally just click around and you have fucking fun. So guys, if you're still in here, I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. These live stream videos don't do as well for me, so it would mean a lot if you like it for me. That way it'll push through the algorithm, and then that way I'll feel good going live more often, because like the live videos don't do that great, so I don't like to do them on here. So please give it a like and everything. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. A lot of sauce in here. If you didn't get to watch the full thing, make sure you go back and watch it through, because we talked about literally everything. How you start from literally knowing nothing about making melodies to making masterpieces like this. We just made a bombshell of a melody. Yeah, it took a little while, but it's all about the progression. It's all about mastering each step along the way, and sky's the limit, baby. Sky's the limit. Dirty D says, yeah, no doubt, man. Good work, brother. Thank you so much, fam. I was really confused at layering, but this makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And so just to break down layering, like you saw, well, I don't know if you were here the whole time, Dusty D, and I love that name too. Every time I say it, I want to break up laughing. But really, if you can make one good progression like this that maybe has a couple chords or at least bass notes and then has some high notes and it's progressing really well, you can literally make a whole melody just from that. You saw what we did is we took just these high notes and layered it and made a bell or something like that using just the high notes. Maybe we put the octave up higher or lower from there, but we use those sing notes. And then we got rid of the scales for those, or the chords. And then for another melody, for the pad, we only used the chords and we built from there. Or you could literally copy the whole thing and layer the whole thing. And then for the bass, all we needed to do for the bass was take those bottom notes. And then the only thing that we really made from scratch was this pluck. But what we did is we just copied the notes that were already being played and made a really simple pattern to progress like that. So it's super easy to layer and do things like that. And yeah, guys, literally the sky's the limit. And as you saw, we took the piano, we freeze and flattened it, we put it up an octave, and then we put like a halftime effect on it, RC20. So that's another way to change it up. We went ahead and reversed it right here. Reversing the sample and just making sure the order makes sense so that the whole thing makes sense all the way through. And that's literally it. I think the only thing that we skipped and glossed over was just going ahead and EQing these really quick. So let's just go ahead and do that really quick. But all we're really going to do is just chop out the lows. We're not going to do much more. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Good enough. Okay, and I'm going to copy that actually so we can just do this really quick. Actually, that's the piano, so we know that one's good to go. Okay, so we'll do this one, which actually I noticed that there's... We'll chop out even more here. Awesome, down to the pluck. And guys, let me know if you have any questions, because we're going to be wrapping up right after this. Okay, so this is the pluck. And then the pad. Oh, we got the reverse thing over here too, so let's not forget about that. Boom. Let me chop out some of the highs from this. Let me hear this pluck really quick too. This pluck, maybe we'll take out just a little bit of the highs from this pluck as well, because we don't need it, because you can tell the bells that we're using have a lot of the high frequencies dominated. And let's go ahead and do this reverse as well. This reverse came out fucking fire, man. Whoops. All right, and then really quick, let's just listen to a couple seconds of each section, just so you guys can feel it. We didn't even really mix it or anything yet, but this is what we got. This part sounds crazy. And then the reverse section, which this right here would be like the chorus section, so it would lead back into the drop. And there you fucking guys have it, man. Holy shit. Understood. I missed a few parts, but I got it. Hell yeah, man. And it's recorded there for you too. You can just go back through it, zoom through the different sections and figure it out, man. I laid it all out there, tried to explain it as best as I could. So I appreciate you for hanging out, Dirty D, and everybody else that's watching and chilling right now. Yo, what's up? Love when it's in the intro, a synth bass. Yes, dude. Fire Melodies, dude. Hey, thank you so much. If you're wondering how we do it and so that you can build a fundamental for yourself as well, just watch back through this. We're going to leave this live up, and yeah, and I'm excited about it. So hopefully this video does good. Try even the shaper box. Yeah, you could do the shaper box. You could do all kinds of crazy things on it. You know what I mean? You can go crazy with this stuff. But this is just the basics and how you get started and everything. But yeah, like you can take this and build off of it, right? These are the building blocks. Once you have all this built, you build upon this, you get a little bit better in this area, maybe you spend a little more time on your counter melodies, maybe you use some more plugins and use some more effects here or there, but once you got this bass, man, it's all up from here, man. Let's go, man. What preset was the RC21? It was one of the, it was like the if you press the down button, it was like the second one, so just one of the basic ones that it comes with. But that's going to be it, guys. We're going to wrap it up there. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I don't know if there's anyone new here, but please like the video because these live streams, they're longer and they don't get as much attention. So hopefully this gets pushed in the algorithm a little bit and people can see it. But yeah, if you guys want to follow up with me, I'm actually going to go live on Twitch after this. I'm going to go take a pee and then I'm going to go live on Twitch, and actually maybe I'll cook up the 808s and everything on this. We'll finish this beat out and go there. So if you guys don't have me on Twitch yet, and if you want to come chill and cook up with me a little bit, go to Twitch and then just type in fearless_beats. Actually, if you type in fearless beats, it'll pop up right away. But we're going to be going live in there in 5 minutes to wrap that up. But that's it for this one, man. I fuck with you guys hard. Thank you so much for coming through, for hanging out, and for chilling. Love y'all. And I'll catch you guys real soon. We'll be on Twitch in a couple minutes if you want to see it. And besides that, man, have a good one, fam. Love y'all. Stay sexy, stay healthy, and keep making them beats, man. What's good? What's good? Hey, I appreciate that, Dirt. Your band? Damn, son. And I appreciate that, Bushflower, man. That means a lot to hear that. And yeah, so yeah, we're jumping over to Twitch right now. So twitch.tv/fearlessbeats. Just Google search, or just search Fearless Beats, and I'll pop right up, and we'll be live in 5 minutes. I just gotta take a pee. But peace out, guys. I love y'all. We'll be on Twitch in a minute. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, gang. Damn, son.